Good morning, traders. This is Ed Carter with the Trader Vision 2020 featured trade idea, the setup and trade plan for Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. Today's featured trade idea will be GOGO in the telecom sector. Strongly considered McKesson, but for this particular account, that's MCK. For this particular account, I'm not going to be doing options trades at 130 bucks, so we'll go ahead and go with GOGO and take a look at that. So if we go out, well, first of all, we've been in an uptrend here. We seem to have bottomed out, well, let's call it the 1st of August. And the bulls have been in control since then. There's a low, there's a high, there's a higher low, and a higher high, and now we've consolidated basically along this support level here. Let's go out to a weekly chart, and we can see that someplace right in there we've got a lot of touches. Could it be a touch higher? Sure. Could it be a hair lower? Yeah, as well, but I just dropped it in there where I did. We can move it up maybe like that, is just a tiny bit closer, but someplace right in there. On the breakout, then we are looking for breakout, and then for positive trading, we're looking for first resistance in this area. Again, this is a difficult level to draw. What should be the appropriate level there that could be drawn down? There's nothing out here further to the left. That could be drawn down here, somewhere in between, picking up this high and this high and this body, closer to this high, closer to this body, and then giving up those two touches and that one up there. So someplace in there we have potential resistance, not too far above. And then we're into a gap, a waterfall gap that really shows up nicely. Even if we go out to 8 days, you can see that's a big waterfall there. 7 days, 6 days, pretty much, and back to the weekly. So that's going to be a big waterfall that we can get through. We'll run into the 200 before we get there. So let's set up some targets here. I would say that being this close, we'll just go ahead and wait for a breakout to buy. At this point, we're like 2.5% from that breakout level. Could we buy early? Yes, we could, but then we run into the possibility of that being resistance. So let's just assume we'll do a breakout level there. And for argument's sake, we'll go ahead and use that 5% for our stop. And I'm just going to throw a target up here someplace. In fact, let's just use the recent trend as our guideline for timing. Let's just say like this. That's pretty close. So let's put it down in here someplace. And that will be our entry, so let's make that green. This will be our stop, so let's make that red. Okay. And let's go ahead and plan this out, see if we can't find a trade here. Okay. Again, this is around a bottom breakout, so we're not quite as solid footing. We don't have a candle signal, obviously, there. We do have that round the bottom breakout that we're working on. We've got 3 bullish indications and 2 bearish ones. Earnings are out of the way, so we have a couple months. And let's go ahead and plan this out as one entry, one exit. So if we ended up here, let's call it 526, and our stop was down here about 493. Let's call it 490 just for grids. And that target's up here someplace in the let's call it 685. And that's just eyeballing it someplace in here. If we do that, Traderison says in this account we can do 416 shares. Let's see what 450 shares does for us. Small position size, $162 loss. I can live with that. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we sell all those shares at that one target. That's a long way away. Now that's 30%. And there's probably going to be stops and wiggles along the way. However, that is a logical target in a more or less waterfall gap. It acts like a gap. So if we were to sell there, we would get 4.42 to 1. We'd be risking 162 bucks, looking to make 715, and that will work. In order to make our trade goal, it needs to get to 604. So basically, not quite halfway to that first target is where it needs to reach. So that will be our trade plan for today. Please evaluate this against your view of the market. Of course, the 200 billion in tariffs was announced after the market closed. It looks like the futures have shrugged those off, even though we were down end of the day yesterday. We're back up here in the pre-markets, so I guess that was baked in. But at any rate, evaluate this against your view of the market, your trading style, goals, and criteria. If you do take it, I wish you the best of luck. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe and like below. And finally, I hope to see you in the trading room.